Okay, today we are actually taking video of today's lesson and then we will be posting in WhatsApp, right? So today's topic you know very well that it is trigonometry and we are going to discuss something relevant to ratios. Yesterday I told what is meant by trigonometry, that is measure of sides. Okay, so here what we mean is we are going to take ratios of length of sides of triangles. Okay, so now I am having on board a right angle triangle at B. Okay, so ABC is a right angle triangle and it is right angle at B. And I have given two measurements, 3 and 4. 3 is side BC and 4 is side AB. And about side AC we have discussed that the length of the side AC should be less than the sum of the two sides, that we have seen in yesterday's class. Okay, so let me write what we did yesterday, that AC is less than AB plus BC. So that is the basic terminology for any triangle. Okay, so they cannot be equal. AC cannot be equal to AB plus BC. So cannot be equal means what? AB plus BC is 3 plus 4, which is 7. So AC is not equal to 7. It is lesser than 7. Okay, a smaller length. So you know how to find out AC. So this is not a part of ratios, but we will just see how we will find AC. We will use Pythagoras theorem. You remember, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So using this we can find out what is AC square. AB square is 4 square, BC square is 3 square, which is 16 plus 9, which is equal to 25. Okay, so AC square is 25, therefore AC is equal to 5. And we have seen earlier that AC's length should be less than the sum of the two sides, and it is true. Okay, so this is true. So we know now the triangle's side 3, 4 and 5, and the largest side is AC, which is 5. Okay, in any right angle triangle, which is the largest side? In any right angle triangle, the largest side should be naturally opposite to the 90-degree angle. Okay, so largest side is AC and it is opposite to angle B. Okay, this you should remember, right? This special largest side has got a special name. Okay, so you may be knowing the name. Anyhow, let me write. It is hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse side. That is a special name given for the largest side of any triangle. Right. So now I have written three ratios of sides: AB by AC, BC by AC, and AB by BC. Three ratios I have written. There are more ratios, but first we are only concentrating on these three ratios. We will see what are this: AB by AC. Okay, and then other one is BC by AC. Okay, so the two things, these two have the denominators, which is AC. Okay, so now if you see the values, what is AB? AB is 4 in our case and AC is 5. And then BC, it is 3 and AC is 5. Okay, so now I have written two ratios wherein you can find AC in the denominator. Now the third ratio what I have written is AB by BC. Okay. What is AB? It is 4, 4, and then what is BC? It is 3. 4 by 3. So now we have written 3 ratios: 4 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 3. Okay. So these two are of one kind. Okay. Why these two are of one kind? Because these two value has got same denominator, which is AC and AC, and AC is nothing but the hypotenuse of the triangle. So we are much interested in these two ratios at the first stage. Okay, right. So now, what is the speciality of these two ratios when compared to this ratio? Okay, this ratio and these two ratios are unique in one category. Can you guess what is the uniqueness that distinguishes these two ratios? Okay, what is the uniqueness is, see, 4 by 5 and 3 by 5, these two ratios are together, they have one property. Third ratio, 4 by 3, this has got a different property. The property in the sense, say if I have two numbers like 10 by 10, okay, what is that value? 10 by 10 is equal to 1. Suppose I have 10 by 20, then is it greater than 1 or less than 1? It should be less than 1. Okay, 0.5 its value is less than 1. If I put the other way, 20 by 10, 20 by 10 is nothing but 2, naturally it is greater than 1. So when you have ratios, one number divided by another number, okay, number 1 divided by number 2, okay, so you have three possibilities. One possibility, it is equal to 1, another possibility, it is less than 1, third possibility, we have greater than 1. So you have three possibilities for any ratios. Let me repeat, three possibility of ratios are equal to 1, less than 1 and greater than 1. Okay, so in triangle we will not have all the three possibilities. Okay, again let me repeat, in triangle we will not have all the three possibilities. Why? Because no side has got the equal sign. That is, AC equal to AB plus BC is not possible in triangle. It is possible only along a straight line. That is, A, B and C, when they lie along a straight line, then we will have the equality case. So this equality case we will not come across under any triangle. Then in that case, how many cases are there? There are only two cases. One is the ratio being less than 1 and the ratio being greater than 1. So in that scenario, you could have understood one thing, that these two AB by AC and BC by AC, these two ratio are differing from the third ratio only by this category. What is that category? That these two values are lesser than 1, the third ratio is greater than 1. Okay, so let me stop right here and summarize these three. Okay, right, so I paused here. Okay, so what I paused is, we took three ratios. These two ratios I grouped it. The reason for grouping is these two ratio has a property that it is less than 1. So if you want, you can use your calculator or your mind to find what is this ratio. 0.2, 0.8. Okay, this is 0.8 and this is 0.6. Okay, so these two ratios are lesser than 1. If you see it in decimal, you know that 4 by 5 is 0.8 and this is 0.6, which is less than 1. The third ratio is 1.3. 3, 3, 3, 3 and goes on. Okay, it is greater than 1. It is greater than 1. So, in trigonometry, we have ratios having two categories. One lesser than 1, the other one is greater than 1. Right, you may ask me, okay, what if I write instead of AB by BC, BC by AB? So instead of AB by BC, if I write BC by AB, then what I will have? I will have 4 by 3 to reverse as 3 by 4, and in this case it is 0.75, which is less than 1. So if I reverse this, it becomes lesser than 1. Again, if you reverse these two values as well, then we will have greater than 1. So what I mean to say is, so we started with 3 ratios, in which we found 2 ratios are lesser than 1, and then third ratio is greater than 1. Now if I reverse the third ratio, the greater than 1 value will become naturally lesser than 1, and then the first 2 ratio will become naturally greater than 1. So what we understand from this, in a triangle we can frame 6 ratios. What we can frame? How many ratios we can frame? 6 ratios. We can frame 6 ratios. Okay. Under which 3 ratios will be lesser than 1 and 3 ratios will be greater than 1. So there is no chance for any ratio to be equal to 1. Okay, it will be equal to 1 only when certain angle is formed. Okay, that is one case is the special case that happens for only one ratio of the triangle. Okay, that is for 45 degree. You will come to know about it. But earlier I told there is no equality possibility. So equality possibility, I told it is not possible for two sides to be taking the ratio equal to 1. This is not possible only when the third side, that is hypotenuse cannot be equal to AB and BC. That is what I meant earlier. But when we take, say, AB and BC to be like this, same length I can take BC, AB and BC, okay, could be same length. Say this is 4 units and this is also 4 units. Okay. Now AB and BC together they are equal. This may be something else. You know how to find it out. But in this case, AB by BC is equal to 4 by 4, which is equal to 1. Did I not contradict what I said earlier? What I said earlier? I said that in trigonometry, in triangle, there are only 2 cases, that the lengths are less than 1 and greater than 1. But now here we have got the ratio being equal to 1. Okay, this happens only for the 2 sides where the 2 sides are not the hypotenuse side. Okay, so equality case comes under the third category. That is why I grouped 2 ratios together, and the third ratio I separated from it because this property of equality comes only at that stage. So again, if we summarize, we can understand that even in triangles we have the equality cases, but the inequality comes only when the hypotenuse comes into the picture, which is the ratios, right? But in the beginning of what I told, sum of the 2 sides will be always greater than the third side. That is always true. there you cannot get the equality. The equality will be occurring only under the ratios. Okay, under the ratios, and that too for the ratios of a right angle triangle, taking the value 1 will be where AB equal to BC, that is other than the hypotenuse. If you take any ratio of other two sides, there is a possibility of having equality 1. So now let us continue with what we discussed earlier. So the same thing we are going to do it in a different way. So I am going to take this angle. So all which we have discussed earlier, we are going to discuss in terms of the angle C. Okay, so here I am taking angle C. Now what I wrote earlier, I wrote AB by AC first, and AB by AC was 4 divided by 5, and we know it is less than 1, so now we are not interested in that. Okay, we are interested in AB by AC. With reference to angle C, what is AB? Okay, with reference to angle C, AB is opposite of angle C. So what I can do is I can write opposite of angle C, opposite of angle C divided by AC. I gave you a special name. What is that? Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. I put hypotenuse. So opposite of angle C divided by hypotenuse, and we have a ratio, and that ratio is 4 by 5, and I have already discussed that this 4 by 5 is less than 1, and it is always true. Whenever we divide a small number divided by bigger number, you will have only less than 1, you will not have greater than 1. Okay, then another ratio is BC by AC. Previously we took 3 ratios, we are only discussing those ratios, BC by AC. BC I am rewriting in terms of angle C. To angle C, this BC is adjacent. Okay, so BC I am going to write adjacent to angle C divided by hypotenuse, and this is equal to 3 by 5, and naturally 3 by 5 is lesser than 1. So we have two ratios with reference to angle C. One ratio is AB by AC, which we call it as opposite angle divided by hypotenuse. The other one is adjacent to angle C divided by hypotenuse, and both these ratios are lesser than 1. Okay, so first let me give the names for such ratios. So the first ratio is given the name sine of angle C. Okay, sine C. Actually the correct spelling is S-I-N-E, sine. Okay, so we are giving the name S-I-N-C, sine C. Okay, sine C is written as opposite divided by hypotenuse. So we can now, because we have mentioned what is the angle, we can simply forget about opposite of what angle. We know very clearly what angle we are talking about. We are talking about angle C. So sine of angle C is defined as opposite by hypotenuse, and we know what is it. It is 4 by 5. Okay. Now what name can we give for this? Okay, BC by AC. Having defined the sine C, now what is the name you want to give for this? You can give in 2 ways. So if I only define BC, okay, BC is opposite to angle A. BC is opposite to angle A. So with the same definition, okay, Okay, instead of going for adjacency with the same definition, if I go, I can write BC as opposite to angle A divided by hypotenuse. Okay, we will come to this little later. We will just see the same definition, opposite. What is BC? BC is opposite to angle A. So whenever I use opposite to something, I can use the definition of sine. Okay, so now I can write this one as sine A. Okay, so let me rewrite the whole thing once again. So I define two angles in terms of sine. One is sine C, the other one is sine A. Sine A and sine C are defined by what definition? Opposite by hypotenuse and then opposite by hypotenuse. Same definition, opposite by hypotenuse. Only thing what is differing is the opposite side is differing. In both the cases, hypotenuse is the same, AC. AC. What is the difference is, for C, angle C, the opposite is 4. So it is 4. Okay, so 4 is in our case, it is AB, which is 4 by 5. For angle A, the opposite is BC, which is 3. So BC by AC, which is equal to 3 by 5. So as I said earlier, we are only going to first discuss two ratios which are lesser than 1, and the lesser than 1 cases are 4 by 5 and 3 by 5 we have seen earlier. In these two ratios, I have defined the angle sine taking opposite by hypotenuse form. Opposite by hypotenuse form is sine C and sine A. Right? Now we are going to give renaming for one of these two. So let us rename this. I am going to rename. People who have already come across trigonometry, you know what is the renaming of this. But let me explain. What is the link between angle A and angle C? See, angle A and angle C, how they are linked? What is the link between these two? The link is angle A plus angle C is 90 degree. Angle A and angle C are 90 degree. Suppose I want to write this in terms of angle C, or if I want to write angle A in terms of angle C, how I can write? I can write angle A as 90 minus angle C. So what we mean from this? Angle A is complement of angle C. Angle A is complement of angle C. Therefore, in nomenclature, what I can do is, instead of sine A, if I want to discuss in terms of sine something which is related to C, then how I can say sine complement of angle C is this, because A is complement of angle C. So sine complement of angle C is renamed as complement of sine, which is cosine. Complement of sine, which is cosine, otherwise called cos C. Otherwise we write it as cos C. So the same sine A, we are going to write it as cos C. So now I am going to rename in such a way that it is becoming cos C. So cos C. So far we had sine A, now we are writing that it as cos C. Okay. cos C is equal to, in terms of C, this BC is adjacent. So adjacent. So cos C is adjacent by hypotenuse, which is equal to BC by AC, and which is equal to 3 by 5. That is how the new name comes, cosine of C. Okay. Now let me write another ratio in terms of C, that is AB by BC. AB by BC. That was the third ratio we discussed earlier. AB was 4 and BC was 3, at 4 by 3, and we are only interested in AB by BC. So what is AB with reference to angle C? We know that with reference to angle C, AB is opposite. So opposite by, with reference to angle C, BC is adjacent. So opposite by adjacent. And for this we give a special name, which is actually tangent. Tan C as opposite by adjacent. So now we have written the three ratios which we discussed. We started with the three ratios. All the three ratios we have mentioned in terms of angle C. Okay, what are they? Sin C, cosine C, which we put it as cos C, tangent C, which we put it as tan C. These three ratios, okay, are discussed in terms of angle C. Again, we can do the same thing for angle A as well. We can define sin A, we can define cosine A, we can define tan A. Okay, and if we have those three ratios, we will have the conjugates. Otherwise, not the conjugate, the ulta, that is, the numerator will go up and the denominator will come down. Like that, we will have three ratios. Okay, and those three ratios are having other three names we will discuss in the next thing. Okay, so now I am going to write only with this reference 6 ratios. Okay, one is with reference to angle A, sin A, then cos A, then tan A. What are the values? Sin A is, opposite of A is 3, hypotenuse is 5. Okay. Now, the same thing can be written as 3 is opposite to angle A, but it is adjacent to angle C. So I can write it as cos C. So I can either write sin A or I can write cos C. When I write sin A, 3 is opposite to angle A, therefore we give the name sin A. When I write cos C, 3 is adjacent to angle C, therefore we write cos C. And we understand that sin A and cos C are equal. Similarly, if you guess cos A is adjacent to, A is adjacent to 4, so it is 4 by 5, which we can write it as sin C, Now tan A, opposite by adjacent. Opposite of what angle? It is opposite of A. Okay, so angle A's opposite is 3, which is 3. Angle A's adjacent is 4, 3 by 4. Opposite by adjacent. Okay, which we can write it in terms of C. What is it? I didn't mention earlier. Okay, which is actually the complement of angle A. C, we know that it is complement of angle A. So complement tan, otherwise cotan, Therefore, we refer to the value cotangent, otherwise cot C. Otherwise cot C. Okay. So now I have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ratios. 6 ratios. All the 6 ratios are coming under one group, which is sin A, then cos A, similarly sin C, cos C, then tan A, and then another one is cot C. Alright. So now we have some more names in trigonometry. Sine, cosine, tan. We have 6 ratios. All the 6 ratios have been referred only with these 3 names: sine, cosine, and tan. We have some more names, which is actually secant and cosecant. Okay, secant and cosecant we will learn little later, not now. Okay. So now, after copying this, okay, I will give you one right angle triangle where you have to write these 6 ratios in terms of angle A and C. Okay. On board you have 2 triangles, ABC and then PQR, 2 triangles. Okay. Is that visible for you? 2 triangles, ABC and PQR. Good. Right. So in ABC we have the lengths. Let me tell. AB is 5, BC is 12, and AC is 13. Which is the biggest side? The biggest side is the hypotenuse side, which is AC. In our case, it is 13. In the second example, we have PQR, and the biggest side is PR, which is the hypotenuse, and it is 25. PQ is 7, QR is 24. Now I am giving you a simple task. Simple task is you have to fill up these values. That is sin A equal to, so here you have to fill up, which is equal to cos C. Okay. Then cos A is equal to dash equal to dash. You have to fill up these 2. Then tan A is equal to cot C. So this you have to fill up, take the photograph, and that's it. The second case, what is equal to, again, what is equal to sin P. Okay. Here you have to have different name in terms of R. In terms of R. Okay. Now here I will write something else. Okay. What in terms of is equal to sin P I have written. Here I am going to write something else in terms of P only, which is 24 by 25 we will get there. So we will write 7 by 25 is equal to what? Both the names should be different. If it is sin pair, you should have what? You will have what? Something else. It should be, yes, it should be cos R. Okay. Right. The third one, tan P equal to question mark equal to cot R. So you fill this and submit your answers. Okay, that's today's task. We will continue tomorrow, the remaining class.